Hello everyone. Today we will learn about arrays. So what is this arrays? So array is one of the data structures of static linear type. So what is the main purpose of arrays? So by using this arrays we can search the elements and we can sort the elements. That will be very easy. And what is this array mean? In a single variable we will store a multiple number of homogeneous items. So what is the definition of array? An array is an infinite collection of homogeneous items which are stored at a contiguous memory location. Homogeneous means similar data items which are stored at a contiguous memory location, means continuous memory location. One element is related to the another one element. So here it is a static type, that's why it is a static linear data structure. The main idea, what is the main idea of this arrays is to store the multiple items of same type together. So what is this? What is the meaning of this one? So for example, in C language, for example, if you consider the C language, so if you declare a variable like this, int a, so here int is of integer type data type and a is a variable. So a is a variable which is of integer type. That means if you want to store the values in a that is of integer type, that means starting from 1, so we will store infinite number of values, but at a time we will store only one value in this a. How we will store? For example, a is equal to 1. A is equal to 1. That means the value of a is 1 now. So if you want to store the value of a as 5, so when you take the value of a as 1, then immediately in memory, so the value of a is equal to 1, that will be stored in the memory. So whenever if you want to change the value, otherwise if you want to take the value of a as 5, then immediately the 1 value is replaced with 5. That means if you declare a variable in C, it will use it to store a single value at a time, but it will not use it for storing the multiple values. Sometimes a single variable is required to store a multiple number of values which are related to each other, that means similar type of data. So for storing those type of data we will use this arrays. So how we will use this array? What is the syntax? So we will see what is the syntax. So here the array can store either integer type of data or floating type of data, and character type of data also we can store in this arrays. So we will see what is the syntax for this one. So before going to syntax, why we use this arrays? What is the reason? What is the reason behind to invent this arrays? So it is best for storing multiple values in a single variable. So in C, if you take a single variable and in that single variable we will store a multiple number of similar items, similar data items in a contiguous memory locations. So for that purpose this arrays concept is very useful. Arrays are better at processing many values easily and quickly. For example, if you store at random places, so to take the value, for processing purpose, if you want to take the data items, so even though it is a similar data item, there is a problem occurred whenever they are not stored in a contiguous memory location. So for quicker processing purpose this arrays concept is useful. And sorting and searching, so searching means to find a particular data item, it will be very useful. And to sort the items, so if you have n number of elements are there, if you want to arrange those elements in a particular order, maybe it may be ascending order or it may be descending order, this arrays concept is useful. So what is the syntax? What is the syntax? How we will declare the arrays? So the syntax is data type, array name and array size. So data type means it is nothing but representing the type of data, what type of data we are storing in that variable. It may be of integer type, it may be a floating type, character type, double type, or boolean type. Boolean means for true or for false values. So what type of data we are storing, we want to store in that particular variable. So for that, first we need to write down data type. Next, variable name. So in which variable we want to store the value. So for storing the value, we will give a specific name. For giving the specific name, here we are using the array name. It is nothing but variable which is declared for array name. And next, this is the additional feature, which is in addition to the array name, we will write the array size. This is nothing but index. So here array name is nothing but element. And what is this element? Each element item stored in an array is called an element and are stored at a contiguous memory location. That means if you want to store n number of values, so this element is used. So in that one element, in that array name, you will store more number of data items in a contiguous memory location. So next, array size. So this array size is nothing but index value. So that index is nothing but the size of this array name. Mean how many number of elements you will add to this array name, that will be decided by this array size. So index, each location of an element in an array has a numerical index which is used to identify the element. Identify the element means it will represent the element, specific element, and it will give the size of the array length, means what size of data we will store in this one. Any index is always less than the total number of array items. So this is the array in C, means how we will store the values. So this is one of the example. So here ARR is nothing but the array variable or element. This is called as element. So here in the subscription we have index value, that is 0. So 0 is nothing but the index value, so which will use to represent the element. So array 0 is nothing but the starting address of that particular array. Based on the index value, mean based on the size of the value, the array values are represented like this. So contiguous location means like the 0, 1, 2, 3. Based on the length of the array size, we will store the multiple number of items. So the array follows zero based indexing approach. So what is this zero based indexing approach? Mean if the size of a particular array is n, then it will be starting with 0 to n minus 1. Mean the starting address of the array is 0 and the last address of the array is n minus 1. So that's why this follows, the array follows zero based indexing approach. The base address of the array is 100th byte. So for example, if you consider an integer type of data, then each and every element occupies 4 bytes of space, 4 bytes of memory space, and the starting address of that array is array 0 and it will be started from 100th byte. 100th byte is considered as the base address of the array. So how it will represent, we'll see. So if you want to initialize or declare a variable like this, array variable like this, int array ARR of 5 semicolon. So here int means it will represent the type of the array. So what is the type of array here? Integer type, means we will store the integer type of values in this array, and ARR is nothing but the array variable, means it is the name of the array. Next, in braces we have 5 is there. What is that 5? 5 is nothing but the size of array. So whenever you are declaring an array like this, so in the memory it will be allocated like this one, means if the array follows the base 0 addressing, that means array 5 means it is having 5 different element, mean 5 element locations are there. In that 5 number of similar items are stored in a contiguous memory location, and each and every element is having a specific address. So what is the address? Starting from ARR 0 to ARR 4. So ARR 0 is the first address, that is the base address, and the base address is considered as 100. So for example, the address of the first element is 100 and it is of integer type. So each and every element occupies 4 bytes of memory space. That's why the next element is occupied after 4 bytes of 100th byte. That means 104 is used to represent the second element in a contiguous manner. So here ARR1 is addressed at 104. So we will add 4 bytes, again 4 bytes, and it will be stored like this. At 108 ARR2, at 112 ARR3, and ARR4 is the last element because the size of this array is 5. So the address of this array is ARR n minus 1. Here n value is 5. So 5 minus 1 means 4. And the address of that array 4 is 1116. 116. So in this way the arrays are represented. So here we will consider how we will initialize the values in that array. Means we need to store a similar items, similar homogeneous, means homogeneous item into an array, and the data is stored in a contiguous memory locations. So how we will initialize the values? So normally if a is int, a is equal to 5. So simply we will write like this, means if a is the variable, we want to store the value as 5. So we will write simply like this one. But here we need to store a multiple number of items. So how we will store multiple number of items means we have different type of methods are there. So consider the first method. So here int a of 5, int means integer type, the array name is a and the size of that array is 5. That means 5 similar items are stored at a contiguous memory location. So here what are the values? We need to store the integer type of values. So 5 different values are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we will initialize the values in a set format. Now how these values are stored? So whenever you have a int a of 5 is there, then immediately in memory it will allocate 5 memory locations, and it is integer type of data, so 4 bytes for each element. So here a of 0, next one a of 1, next a of 2, and next one is a of 3, and the last one is a of 4. So in this way the memory is allocated, and a of 0 occupies 4 bytes because it is of integer type. Now here how many values are there? 5 values are there. So simply the value 1 is stored in the address of a of 0, and the second value in a contiguous memory location, mean in the next memory location the value of 2 is stored. So like this 3, 4, 5. Clear? So in this way we will store the values, the similar group of items in a single variable. So we will see the next method, how we will initialize the values into an array variable. So we will see. So int array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here there is a difference between this one and this one. What is the difference? Here we are mentioning the size of array. Once you will mention the size of array, then automatically 5 contiguous memory location, means based on the size the contiguous memory locations are allocated. But here what will happen? There is not mention, means without mentioning the size also we will declare the arrays. So based on the values initialized, so the array size is increased automatically. mean there is no fixed size here, but in the previous case there is a fixed size is there. That means the array A is of 5 means 5 elements are only stored in this array, but here this is not the same case. Here there is no size limit, so we need to store any number of elements here. If the number of elements are increased, the size is automatically increased. So this is second method which is used to initialize the values. Coming to the next one, so here the n value is given, means it is based on the user defined, means based on the values, means for example int n, so n is a variable, and scanf function is used to take the values from the user at runtime. Now the n value is considered, so for example 5. So int array of n means here the value of n is 5, so automatically it is array of 5. So for array of 5 we need to store the values like this. By using the for loop we will store each and every value. So for int I equal to 0, scanf %d array of I, here I value less than n, based on the n value. For I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So by using this condition we will assign values to arrays. So this is completely based on the user, mean the size of the array is defined by, means defined by user itself, because at the runtime the user will give the value of n. So based on the value of n, the array size is declared or dependent. Clear? So this is the third type of initialization of arrays. Next, this is the fourth one. So once int array of 5 is declared, that means automatically the array of 0, means in memory location, automatically the contiguous memory locations are allocated, and with an address of array of 0, array of 1, array of 2, 3 and 4. Now simply for this array of 0, it will only allow to store a single value. Now we are assigning the single value as 1. Now array of 1, we will store the value of 2. Array of 2, value of 3 is stored. So like that the single values are assigned like this. So this is also another method which is used to initialize the values into the arrays. Clear? So once we are initializing the values will be stored like this, and this 1 represents the address location of array of 0, and the 5, the address of 5 is array of 4. So like this the data will be stored, means the similar or homogeneous data will be stored in a contiguous memory location. So this is one of the example. So here we are considering mylist. Mylist is the array name and it is of double type. So this is also another type of initialization of the declaration of the variable. So declaration of the array variable means in the previous cases we see like this one. So a of something. So here the index is added to this one. So this is one case, and the other one is int a. This is also another type of declaration used to declare the arrays. So here double mylist. Mylist is the array which is of not constant size, means based on the values the array is represented, and here new double of 10. That means here we are using the reference variable, and the value, the size of this mylist is 10. Now 10 number of elements are added into the array list. So whenever we are declaring the mylist as size 10, then automatically in memory the address locations are like this: mylist 0 to mylist 9. Now in this mylist 0 to, each and every values are indexed, stored in this way. I mean the value which is stored in mylist 0 is 5.6 and 1 is 4.5. So these are all the values, these are all the element values which are stored in the mylist reference variables. So in a particular address the similar or group of similar elements are stored in a contiguous memory location. Here one element is linked to the other element or related to the other element. So what are the basic operations which are performed on the arrays? So what are the operations we have performed? Different type of operations are there. One is traversing. So whenever you have n number of elements are there, simply you can print all the array elements one after the another. So if you have 5 numbers are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can print all these elements starting from 1 to 5. That concept is called as traversal. So we are traversing from starting address to the last address of that particular array, which is nothing but traversing. And coming to the inserting, so it adds an element at a given index. So at a given index we are adding the elements. For example, array of 0 is equal to 5. That means at the particular index of array we are storing the value, we are adding the element, that is 5. So like this, based on the size of the index we are inserting the values. So inserting is one of the operations of arrays. Next, deleting. If you have n number of elements are there, so at a particular index you want to delete an element, simply you will use this delete operation of array and you can delete the element at that given index. For example, array 0 to array 5, 6 elements are there. If you want to delete a fourth element, then by using this deleting operation you will delete the element at fourth location. So fourth location means the index value is 3. So by using deleting operation you will delete the element at a of 3. That is also possible. Searching. Searching means if you want to search, if you want to find any key element, then it is also possible by using searching operation. So this is one of the operations of arrays. Updating. So updating means already in a given data some element is already stored. If you want to update that value with a new value, then this is also possible. This is also one of the operation used in the arrays concept. Thank you.